The MAGA movement is experiencing internal divisions, particularly between Steve Bannon and Elon Musk, over immigration policies. Bannon has publicly criticized Musk and other tech leaders for their support of H-1B visas, which Bannon believes harm American workers by bringing in indentured servants at lower wages. This conflict highlights a growing divide within the MAGA movement. On one hand, Musk and other pro-immigration figures argue that skilled immigrants are necessary for the U.S. to remain competitive in the tech industry. On the other hand, hardline voices like Bannon and Laura Loomer oppose any relaxation of immigration laws, fearing it would undermine American jobs. This ideological clash reflects broader tensions within the conservative movement, as it navigates the intersection of economic policy and nationalism. With prominent figures like Bannon and Musk at odds, the future direction of MAGA remains uncertain. The movement's internal strife has sparked debates about the role of immigration in the U.S. economy and the impact of H-1B visas on American workers. Republicans have successfully cut $20 billion in funding for the Internal Revenue Service (IRS) as part of a last-minute deal to avoid a government shutdown. This move reduces the original $80 billion allocated to the IRS under the Inflation Reduction Act to $40 billion. The cuts are intended to combat tax fraud among the ultra-wealthy and reduce the national debt. However, critics argue that these cuts could increase tax cheating and exacerbate the federal deficit. On the other hand, proponents believe that the IRS funding is unnecessary and that scaling it back prevents overreach by the agency. The reduced funding for the IRS may limit its ability to enforce tax laws and combat tax evasion. This could lead to lower revenue collection, potentially increasing the federal deficit. Additionally, the funding cuts may also affect taxpayer services, including assistance with tax returns and responding to taxpayer inquiries. As the debate over IRS funding continues, the implications for taxpayers and the economy remain a point of contention. Bernie Sanders has written a powerful op-ed on Fox News, warning about the alarming shift in American democracy due to the growing dominance of billionaires like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Mark Zuckerberg. These individuals collectively own more wealth than the bottom 165 million Americans, highlighting the stark contrast between two Americas, one where the ultra-wealthy enjoy luxuries, and another where millions struggle to make ends meet. Sanders criticizes the campaign finance system, the broken healthcare system, and the billionaire control of social media platforms. He emphasizes that over 60% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, and tens of thousands die annually due to lack of affordable healthcare. Sanders urges urgent action, stating that this is not democracy and that it's time to create an economy and government that works for everyone, not just the billionaire class. Sanders' concerns about billionaire influence are not new. He has long advocated for a political revolution against the billionaire class, arguing that big money's grip on elections is a grave threat to democracy itself. Donald Trump recently revealed on Truth Social that Bill Gates had requested to visit him at Mar-a-Lago, which Trump calls the center of the universe. The post sparked speculation about the context of Gates' visit, with many believing it was meant to be a private message. This has led to a flurry of questions, including what Gates hopes to achieve with the visit and what policy issues they might discuss. Since Trump's presidential victory, Mar-a-Lago has become a hub for high-profile meetings with tech executives, including Gates. These discussions reportedly focus on job creation, manufacturing, and key policy issues. Trump has emphasized his commitment to working with business leaders and innovators to make America great again. This approach has been a hallmark of his presidency, as he seeks to leverage the expertise and resources of the private sector to drive economic growth and development. Gates has not commented publicly on the visit, fueling curiosity about his intentions. Some see this as a classic Trump move, blurring lines between public and private messages and leaving everyone guessing. The United States is grappling with a worsening homelessness crisis, with a staggering 18.1% increase in homelessness this year. According to the Department of Housing and Urban Development (HUD), over 770,000 people were counted as homeless in January, a figure that likely underestimates the true scope of the issue. The HUD spokesperson attributed the increase to a combination of factors, including a lack of affordable housing, the impact of natural disasters, and a rise in migrant populations in several regions. This surge follows a 12% increase in 2023, which was driven by soaring rents and the expiration of pandemic assistance. Many of those affected are experiencing homelessness for the first time, having been pushed out of their homes by unaffordable rents. The data reveals a disproportionate representation of Black Americans among the homeless population, with 23 out of every 10,000 Americans experiencing homelessness. This crisis is not only a humanitarian issue but also has far-reaching consequences for entire communities.